I don't know whether I'm ignorant or stupid, Brother Inky, but I tend to go after it. Because I hate it. I hate to feel like I'm controlled.
Right.
I don't want to be manipulated, and don't you try to intimidate me because you think you're something when you're not. And these people that operate under it usually because they are so insecure with themselves that they got to beat people down in order to feel good about themselves and better and higher. So they beat you down to make you feel like you're nothing. Therefore, now they've attached themselves to you. And I'm not going to tolerate that and put up with it. I put up with it through the 90s, and I put up with it almost 2 years of pastoring, and I ain't dealing with it no more. I'm going to go after this thing and call it what it is. It is a spirit of Jezebel and hell that is trying to shut the church down, and it's trying to quiet the voice of the house of God. She wants nothing more, Brother Marvin, than to shut your mouth.
Hallelujah.
That's all she wants.
Yes. Yes.
I do not believe that Jezebel, when she sent the messenger out to Elijah and said, this time tomorrow, you're going to be like one of those prophets that you killed. I do not believe she ever had any intention on killing him. Because if she did, Sister Hall, she would have had the messenger kill him. All she wanted to do was strike fear enough in Elijah to shut his mouth and get him out of the way. And she done a good job of it. Because after that, you only read one time where Elijah speaks again.
Right.
And as you said, it took a double portion of Elisha from Elijah in order to combat it and fight it.
Right.
Elisha said, give me a double portion. I'm going to need that.
Yes.
And all she wanted to do was shut Elijah's mouth.
Right.
That's all she cares about. She don't care about killing you. She don't care about putting you out of your misery. But she knows if she can shut your mouth and make you sit down on that pew and not open your mouth again, she has succeeded.
All right. All right.
And she knows if she can get this man right here to preach happy Sunday messages, Mr. Roger, pie in the sky, and we all go home feeling good about ourselves because he's afraid that if he might preach something that might step on your toes, that he won't do it because he don't want to lose a little bit of job security and a little bit of money. Then she knows she's got him. But God is looking not just for an Elijah, but he's looking for a Jehu who says, hey, who's on the Lord's side? Throw that woman down and let's get rid of this thing.
I don't know where he's going. I don't have a clue. But let me tell you something. With Elijah, you know, he was visited by heaven. And the heaven fed him. You with me?
Oh, yeah.
It's an end-time spirit that we battle. This American spirit, Jezebel, whatever you want to call it. Okay? And it's going to take a special food from heaven to survive.
Right. Amen.
And if you're not willing to eat the food, you won't make it. This is preventive maintenance right here, folks. You better learn to eat that food, whatever that angel had of it. That man lasted for 40 days off of that meal. And that's what we got to be fed with, that supernatural food to withstand the evil that's coming against us. And it's not just here, it's everywhere. It's the American spirit. I'm telling you, he's calling it by name. And we finally got someone that can stand up and say, this is the name of it. Hello?
Right.
Yeah. And he just brought it out. It took a double portion for the prophetic to continue after Elijah was fed, but it took Jehu, a radical maniac, to kill. The prophetic, listen to me, could not kill the spirit. The prophetic just made it known. Jehu is going to kill it. What I need in this church is some Jehus, some men that are radically wanting to live for God, some women that are radical wanting to live for God, and go ahead and tackle this thing and say, guess who cast the spirit down?
You want to see who cast the spirit down? The victims are the one who cast the spirit down. The eunuchs that were standing there, they said, we've had enough of her victimizing us. We're on your side. And they threw her out. God is looking for some victims in this house that have been attacked by that spirit to say, I'm throwing you out. You're no longer welcome in this house. Amen. I'm sick and tired of being sick. I'm sick and tired of battling depression. I'm sick and tired of battling suicidal thoughts. You battle suicidal thoughts. If you're honest in this place, there's a bunch of you who have battled suicidal thoughts. You know where they come from? They come from this wicked woman, Jezebel. Look what she did to Elijah. He ran into the wilderness and said, Lord, it's enough. I'm ready to die. Just kill me now. He was at the point of suicide. But thank God, when you get to that point, you gotta have just enough spiritual discernment to recognize the angel when it comes, so you can eat that food. Because when you're in that state of mind, it's hard to determine what is God and what is not God. And you gotta know when you're thinking, I've had enough, I can't do this anymore. When the angel walks on the scene and says, here, eat this, drink this, because you're going to have to go in the strength of it to be able to get up and eat it and drink it.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
A New Testament example. Who was the man who came in the spirit of Elijah? John the Baptist. And what happened to John the Baptist? He told Herod, it's not lawful for you to be married to that woman. And what after that point, that Jezebel spirit said, I've got to shut him up. I've got to put him under. And so when it came time for the king's birthday party, she went to Salome, her daughter, and said, hey, whatever he asks you want, you tell him you want the head of John the Baptist. Why? Because I want to silence that voice. And because John the Baptist came in the spirit of Elijah, the same spirit of Jezebel attacked him to take his voice. And I'm not saying Jezebel's in this church. I'm not saying I feel it. Like you say, this is preventative maintenance preaching. Just so that it don't, because it has attacked this church in the past. It's attacked it from the pulpit. It's attacked it from the pew. And I'm standing here tonight as the mediator between the two, telling you this. Don't allow the Spirit to take your voice. You keep calling it. You keep praying it. You keep praising it. You keep shouting it. You keep worshiping it. And God will allow a Jehu to come in your life to bring deliverance.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
I haven't finished my message on the sons of oil, but if you look at the two guys that are standing up there, you know one of them is Elijah, and he's coming back in the book of Revelation at the end. You know what his job is to do? Is to prophesy. What's he prophesying against? That spirit that's attacking the world.
Right.
Guess what that spirit does to Elijah? It kills him. Watch, 3 days he gets resurrected and brought back up again. That spirit's alive all the way through, folks, but it takes that Elijah spirit to prophesy, and we got to get Jehu alive. Come on, church.
Amen.
That's what's going to kill it. That's what's going to keep it dead. But that spirit goes all the way through.
I'm almost done. Sit down. Let me just get through this. This is my last point, and then we're going to do something in this place. I know it's getting late. I'm sorry. Jezebel is a national spirit. National in the sense of she tries to control nations. Look what she did with Ahab. She controlled Israel. She was controlling that spirit, or she was controlling that nation. In Revelations, when Jesus begins to address the church of Thyatira, notice what he says. And to him that overcometh will I give power over the nations. Now think back with me just a moment, church. When Brother Haygood was here, what did he say to this church when it came to our prayers? That we were going to pray for nations.
Right.
Did he not say that? He said from this church, we were going to pray and shake nations.
Right.
And that's why we've got to be very conscious of this spirit. And if you notice, for a while, Brother Hinkie would call certain people out and say, pray for China, pray for Africa, and we would do it. But we haven't done that in a while.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the reason is this church has always had a special anointing on it.
Right.
God's hand has always rested upon this church. Always. Even when it was on Shed Road. And it went through all of the mess it went through over there. God's hand has been upon this church. Why? I'm going to tell you why. God is raising up this church, people, for the end time purpose of praying prayers that shake nations.
Hallelujah, Jesus.
And if we allow Jezebel to have a toehold, or the American spirit to get a foothold into this church just to shut our prayer down, we will have to stand in judgment of God.
Right.
Hallelujah.
I have felt this so strong. Listen, I'm saying it, but I don't feel like it's quite sinking into what I'm saying. To he that overcometh what? This teaching and seduction of Jezebel and the depths of Satan. To him will I give power over the nations. And God has raised this church up. In time, church, Brother Daly, for the purpose of praying national prayers to break the stronghold of nations. I have felt that. I have felt that. I have felt that. I have felt that. Right now, I predominantly feel America, because America is in the clutches of this spirit from the White House to the house of God. This spirit is in the United States of America.
Right.
It controls the White House. It controls both sides of Congress. It controls everything on a local, state, and national level. This spirit is controlling. And you would say, how is it that God would use New Life Worship Center when you've got the POA and you've got the church north of here? And why such a smaller group? Because it was the smallest church of the churches of Asia that Jesus addressed, that was allowing a national spirit in the teaching. And Jesus addressed the smallest church and said, you've got to tackle this national spirit. And I believe the Holy Ghost is saying in this hour, this church, New Life Worship Center, I have called you to tackle this spirit and to pray national prayers and to tear down strongholds.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.